I used to think the worst pain in life came in moments. Sudden, sharp hits that knocked the breath out of you. But I was wrong. The worst kind of pain creeps in slowly, wearing a familiar face, whispering in a voice you love. That was Amanda. We met in a dog park. She was walking her sister's golden retriever. I was trying to calm my rescue mutt who hated everything on four legs. She laughed when he growled at her boots. I asked her out before the dogs even calmed down. That was 5 years ago. We married after a year. Not a big wedding. Just close friends, tacos, and a backyard with string lights. Amanda was funny, sharp, beautiful in this unpolished, natural way that made people trust her immediately. And I did. God, I did. We moved to Austin, bought a little house with a creaky porch swing, and started a life. I was a software developer with a hybrid setup. She worked in marketing, mostly remote, except for the odd office trip or client lunch. Then Liam came, and everything changed. I thought, for the better. Amanda took maternity leave and stayed home with Liam while I handled the bills. I cooked, cleaned, rocked him at night while she rested. She was tired, sure, distant sometimes, but postpartum can do that to people. That's what I told myself. Then came the phone thing. At first, it was subtle. She'd glance at it and smile, then tuck it away when I walked in. Sometimes she'd turn it over on the table. Once, I reached for it absent-mindedly. Her reaction was instant, like I'd touched something radioactive. "Oh, it's just work stuff," she said. "You wouldn't understand. Marketing politics." I nodded. Let it go. But I started watching. She stopped kissing me goodbye in the mornings. Stopped asking how my day went. Laughed at things I never said. At night, she'd lie beside me scrolling, screen lighting up her face while mine stayed in the dark. Still, I told myself, new baby, sleep deprivation, stress. She just needed time. We just needed time. But time kept moving, and Amanda kept disappearing. One day, I noticed she wasn't pumping as often. Said she was taking quick breaks to get out of the house, grab lunch, clear her head. But the breaks stretched. Sometimes an hour, sometimes two. When I asked where she went, she'd pause too long before answering. "You think I'm lying?" she snapped once, out of nowhere. "You want a report every time I breathe?" "No," I said. "I just want my wife back." She didn't respond, just walked away, phone in hand. That night, I sat in the nursery rocking Liam. And for the first time since we brought him home, I felt completely alone. Not overwhelmed, not tired, just quietly abandoned. Still, I didn't confront her. I clung to the idea of us. I clung to routine, to the soft sound of Liam's breathing, to the belief that love meant holding on even when it got hard. I didn't realize then that love doesn't always walk out the door. Sometimes, it just looks you in the eye and lies. It was a Wednesday. I remember because Liam had his 6-month checkup that morning, and Amanda said she couldn't come. "Client call," she said. Eyes barely meeting mine. I didn't argue. I rarely did anymore. I took Liam alone, sat through the shots and the screaming, then bought him a little plush dinosaur on the way home. Amanda was already back by then, standing in the kitchen like she'd been there all day. She kissed Liam's head, not mine. That afternoon, I met Greg for tacos. Greg's been my best friend since middle school, the kind of guy who stuck around when my dad bailed, who helped me move 3 times, who held my shoulder the day Liam was born and whispered, "You got this." Man, we hadn't seen each other in weeks, so I was genuinely looking forward to it. I needed normal. I needed someone who still looked me in the eye. But when I slid into the booth across from him, I saw it immediately. The hesitation. The way he kept tapping his fingers against the plastic tray. Something was off. He didn't waste much time. "Cave," he said, lowering his voice. I wasn't gonna say anything, I swear. I didn't want to make things worse. My stomach tightened. "Just say it." He pulled out his phone, hesitated, then turned the screen to me. There she was. Amanda. At a restaurant I didn't recognize. Dressed nicer than I'd seen her in weeks. Makeup on, hair done. Laughing across the table at a man I didn't know. His hand was on hers. It wasn't a handshake. It wasn't friendly. It was intimate. Like they'd done it before. "Where'd you get this?" I asked, but my voice didn't sound like mine. "Buddy of mine works at that place," Greg said. "Sent me this 2 days ago. Said he thought it was you at first, until the guy turned around." I stared at the photo like it might change Like if I looked long enough, maybe it would be me in the frame. But at WAS and single quotas. It was someone else in the seat where I was supposed to be. Greg looked wrecked just watching me. Cave. I didn't want to be right. I hoped it was a misunderstanding. But he's been seen with her before. Same guy. Always during the day. Always close. I didn't finish the tacos. I didn't even touch them. I left money on the table, walked to my car, and sat there for 10 straight minutes without moving. I felt my throat tighten, my chest seize. But no tears came. Just this cold, jagged clarity. She had a name for what she did. Lunch breaks, work meetings, clearing her head. But now I had a name for it to. Betrayal. And I wasn't going to pretend anymore. I drove home in silence, gripping the wheel tighter than I needed to. Amanda had taken my silence for softness, mistook my trust for weakness. She was about to learn the difference. Asterisk. I got home just after 4 p.m. The house was quiet. Not the good kind. Amanda was in the living room, cross-legged on the rug with Liam, singing softly to him while stacking little foam blocks. She looked peaceful, like someone who hadn't been caught yet. She looked up and smiled. "Hey, you're home early." I didn't answer. I just held out my phone and showed her the photo. Her smile didn't falter at first. She blinked, studied it, like maybe if she stared hard enough, she could come up with a good lie. Then her mouth tightened. She stood slowly, brushing invisible lint off her jeans. "Where did you get that?" I didn't raise my voice. I didn't move. "Does it matter?" Amanda glanced toward the hallway, like she might walk away from this conversation. Like she could. "That's James," she finally said. "He's a coworker who holds your hand over lunch." She didn't answer. I took a step forward. "Tell me the truth, Amanda." Her face changed then. A flicker of guilt, panic, frustration, all tangled together. "It's not what it looks like," she said. Too quickly. "We've just been talking. I've been overwhelmed. I needed support." Support. I echoed. She started pacing. "You're always at work. You come home and focus on Liam. Which, I get it. He's a baby, but I'm just invisible. And James listens. He sees me. And what have I been doing for 4 years?" I asked, trying to keep my voice from cracking. "What do you think I've been carrying?" Amanda ran her hands through her hair, now visibly shaken. "I never planned for anything to happen. It wasn't physical, okay? It's just emotional." I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was absurd. "You think emotional betrayal hurts less?" She didn't reply. I looked down at Liam, still sitting on the rug, chewing on a plush block, blissfully unaware. He deserved better than this. So did I. Amanda's voice dropped. "Please, Kevin, I didn't mean to hurt you, but you did." Silence fell between us. Thick, suffocating. Amanda looked smaller now, not just physically, but in spirit. Like some invisible mask had slipped. I picked up Liam gently and walked toward the door. "Where are you going?" she asked, voice trembling. "Out," I said. "To think. To decide how to protect my son from someone who lies and calls it love." She didn't chase me, didn't cry, didn't say sorry again. She just stood there, watching us leave, the husband she broke, and the child she thought she'd always have with her.